press is the ultimate truth teller. It exposes whether your body is built for raw power or for brilliant stability. And today, I'm giving you the exact formula to diagnose which one you are. But before we crack your personal pressing code, I need your help. If you're into training smarter by understanding your unique body, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with a training partner. It helps more athletes find this science, and it's the best way to support the channel. Now, let's get to the numbers. Your overhead press potential comes down to two measurable levers, your torso length and your arm length. You need to start with a tape measure so we can get into the video. First, measure your torso length. Sit on a chair, measure from the seat straight up to the top of your shoulder, which is your acromion process, which is right here. Now measure your arm length from that same shoulder to the point down to your wrist crease. Now to calculate, you're going to take your torso length and divide it by your arm length. This is your press leverage ratio. If your number is less than 0.85, you have a short torso relative to your arms. This is a leverage advantage. If your number is greater than 0.95, you have a long torso relative to your arms. This is a stability challenge. Write this number down. This is going to guide your journey for the rest of this video. Now, this ratio matters because it dictates the vertical range of motion your body's core has to stabilize. A lower ratio, 0.85, means the bar has a shorter, more vertical path to travel. Your structure is efficient. A higher ratio, greater than 0.95, means the bar has to travel farther and your torso acts as a longer lever, demanding immense core stability to prevent being pushed backwards. Knowing your exact ratio is step one. Programming for it is step two. That's what we do in Biomechanics Solutions Monthly. And there are multiple programs that address different anthropometric outliers so that we can make your body as efficient, powerful, and optimal as possible. The link to this program is going to be in the description. And right now you can try it for 7 days free and see if it's something that might help you. But anyway, let's keep going. If your ratio is under 0.85, you are built for heavy weight. Your mechanics are efficient. You can move more weight relative to your muscle mass because the bar path is short. Your potential for a high 1 rep max is excellent. With a shorter torso, you are harder to push backwards. There is less deviation in the lever that is below where you are loading. You have a much more solid foundation than someone who has a very long torso and has a long way to travel. Because it's easier, you might rely on brute force. You must develop exceptional thoracic extension and shoulder mobility to get into the ideal start position, which is elbows in front of the bar, chest up. Without it, you'll injure yourself or you're going to plateau at your weakest link, which we revisit over and over again in these videos. If your ratio is over 0.95, you're built for mastery. The strength comes from full body coordination, not brute strength against a solid pillar. Your torso is a long lever that wants to fold backwards. This requires phenomenal anterior core strength, abs, obliques, and glute engagement to brace against to stabilize this longer, kind of more potentially wobbly support. The bar simply has to travel further, and you need exceptional strength and endurance in your shoulders and your triceps. Now, because of the lower mechanical advantage you have and your disadvantage actually, you are forced to learn perfect form. Your development of full body tension and technique will make you an incredibly resilient and skilled athlete. Your progress is built on rock solid foundation and technique, not necessarily brute strength. Now, the ratio that we've given you tells you exactly where to focus your training to make pressing more efficient. For the low ratio lifter, which is less than 0.85, your priority is going to be to maximize your strength advantage while building mobility. If you're a DIY athlete, your main lift is going to be to train the strict press heavy. Use rep schemes like 5x3 or 3x5, which are near your max. Your number one accessory is going to be behind the neck presses, light to moderate weight. And this is going to build thoracic mobility and overhead stability you lack. 3 sets of 8 to 10 would be a great exercise set to include in your routine. Because you don't have to deal with coordination issues or stability issues of a long torso, you don't naturally develop the overhead stability that someone with a long torso is forced to increase their load. You can just increase your strength through brute strength. So your second accessory is going to be single arm overhead holds, and this helps build that stabilizer strength that you don't inherently build by being able to press efficiently. This will help protect your shoulders, and you want to do holds of 20 to 30 seconds per side. You can even go ahead and add the walk, or you can add stabilizers with kettlebells for an overhead position. Try 3 sets of this, 20 to 30 seconds, and increase the load in a progressive way to achieve progressive overload. Now, for the high ratio lifter, so someone that has greater than 9.5 ratio between their torso and their arm length, your priority is going to build core-driven stability and pressing stamina. Because of the amount of work it takes to press, your stamina is technically lower than someone with a lower ratio. For the DIY lifter, your main idea behind your specific lift ads is going to be focusing on volume and technique. You want to use rep schemes like 5x5 or 4x8, so a little bit higher reps and higher number of sets. Your number one accessory is going to be the Z press, which is seated on the floor. This eliminates your leg drive and forces brutal core bracing so that we're not seeing the arching through your back or leaning forward or kind of worming your way up to achieve that press. Look for 3 sets of 5 to 8, again, at loads that will promote progressive overload. Your number 2 accessory is going to be a landmine press. The angled path is more stable and it teaches full body tension. So because you are just going to be pressing straight up, you're going to actually be simulating a shorter torso drive while still having to stabilize, but making it a little bit more integrated. So you're looking at 3 sets of 8 to 10 per side. Also, some of the trickier things that I'll put in the programming is posteriorly resisted pressing. So presses that are resisted behind you to help develop that forward core. That's a little bit more advanced, and you're gonna find stuff like that in the pressing program. So your press leverage ratio is a blueprint. It tells you if you're engineered for maximal load or for masterful control. Training against your blueprint is how you sustain injury and how you plateau. Training for it and with it is how you unlock your true potential. And if you want this level of personalized programming where your squat, deadlift, bench, and press are all optimized for your unique ratios, that's the magic of Biomechanics Solutions Monthly. For $99 a month, I do the science so that you can do the lifting. Now, what is your press leverage ratio? Are you a leverage lifter, which is a less than 0.85 ratio, or are you a stability lifter, which is a ratio of greater than 0.95? Let me know in the comments and tell me your biggest takeaway. All right, now we've covered the core lifts. Tell me what else you would like to hear in the Anthropometrics 101 series. Go ahead and comment below. I want to hear all of your ideas. I am here for you guys. So what else would you like to learn? Is there anything else that you guys are dealing with? And maybe I'll start a different series that is specific to whatever you might be dealing with. So if this objective approach helps you, please support the channel, like, comment, subscribe, and please share with anyone that you think this will help. Now go calculate your ratio and press with purpose.